YouTube direct off of the phone. And so sometimes there are issues of bandwidth.
So this is our research. You understand? So we're trying to see if there's any commonality that we can work together. Yeah, it's not.
So
Maybe I don't know.
yeah, let's continue with the discussion, and I will tell you if it appeared, so you can gauge the time. I had to restart my phone because for some reason it.
But you got there. So let me just go back to you.
Yeah.
So maybe you want to give them. You want to stop sharing on it?
Yes. You want me to stop sharing?
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll stop sharing. I'll tell you whenever there's something to see.
Okay. But anyways, you got the idea.
Yes, yeah, that's
And
Do you
you're.
come up with these projects internally? Is
Yes,
it
yeah, that's part of our research. And we also work with other companies as well.
So for the city of Coral Gables, for example, I'm trying to stop sharing. No share. How do you stop sharing it? You are screen sharing.
Go to view
Oh,
options.
stop sharing. Okay.
Go to view options.
Okay.
All right.
So we are working with the city. For example, the city of Coral Gables want to broadcast to the citizens, and they want to do it cheaply, and we do it for free. We tap the search engine, and they can sit and do all kinds of events. Now they want to help the businesses in the city of Coral Gables to find interns so they can help recover from the pandemic.
Yeah, yeah. And it's done like with no charge, no cost.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, and we select different keywords.
And then we're looking, and part of our research is seeing being number one or being on the top of the search engine, what contribution is it to your ROI, to your return on investment? That's our part of our research. So basically, companies, I don't know if what would be the keywords for your company, for instance, I don't know. Would it be internships or?
Internships, study abroad, travel, yeah, data science, something, any.
Yeah.
Okay, now it's already on position 1. So let me share the screen with him again. You can type it again on your own and you'll see the same thing. So it took a few seconds because my phone went down in the middle.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can share it again. Because are you seeing my screen now?
Yes, I am. Oh, yes.
See, this is us live now.
Right, yeah.
And now, as soon as I click on it, you'll be inside my computer. And I put my hand on it. You can see the delay.
You can see your face on the top.
Everything. Oh, my goodness.
You understand?
You see the delay.
Our research.
You see the latency when I put my hand. I told you I'm putting my hand, and then 30 seconds later.
Yeah, it's a few seconds. So we're doing this also, we're doing forecasting with the stock market too. And we have a number of groups together as we're trying to refine the algorithms and then we're testing it out. So what I do in my classes is where I'm teaching the students not only big data and data analytics, but I'm talking about what does it mean fintech. We're taking set algorithms and then they can even run those algorithms even during the class and see how well they're doing those algorithms.
So we are working with the day traders that have automated trading systems and help them improve the performance of those algorithms that are autonomously trading futures.
So we're
And then do you only work with someone at like the you only focus on the US stock exchange? Or
no, worldwide. It's worldwide.
This is worldwide. We are those algorithms are trading in the
24/7.
all the stock markets, including the European, the Far East, the Middle East.
And it can go in sections. The China stuff and the Asia opens up right when it's nighttime, and then it just goes through the world, right?
yeah, you can just cycle, I suppose, 24
Yeah,
hours.
right. And then you have algorithms there that the computers can keep on running, and then it can even check sentiments for what's happening in the news. You can put in stops and losses there.
You have indicators.
So the students love it in the way that the only thing we've even done, and we've had some Saudi students that their family were like involved with the kings, and the only thing I told them, we had the heads of the hedge funds and some of these platforms coming to to the class, all I told them in my class, we're just simulating. You're not using your real money. I don't want to be blamed for
No,
that.
and then they can do it on their own. What
Right. Cause me chaos. I'll be like Saudi Arabia. They'll be taking
this
me
is
out too.
this is the two sides of the those trades of securities are done. There are two sides. There's supply side and there's the demand side. The supply side are the stock markets, and the demand side are the traders. We are working on the demand side and help those traders develop algorithms that they then lease or sell or provide for free to users, and those users can run the algorithms on their machine. So this is working with what is called the trading platforms. A trading platform is like like an operating system for trading. So it runs on top of another operating system. Like let's say we are running now Windows. So there are trading platforms that will run in Windows. And then within those trading platforms, they have algorithms which are programs that make autonomously, just like an autonomous vehicle. You don't, as a trader, you don't do anything. You just watch the algorithm running, and the algorithms display the chart of the stock market. Let's say gold, for example. This is gold futures. So you see the chart of the gold futures, and then you see the algorithm, and the algorithm shows you I'm going to buy gold now at 10 contracts at $100 a contract. And if you don't stop the algorithm, and you can stop it from a cell phone or a computer or any device that controls it, it will go ahead and it will buy on your behalf from your bank account 10 contracts of gold. Hold it for a short period of time, like maybe 5-10 seconds or 5-10 minutes, and then it is showing you that I'm going to sell it, and you have a few seconds time to stop it, and if you don't stop it, it will go ahead and sell it. And that's how it works. So we work with the trading platforms, and these trading platforms are free unless you start trading. So if you are a student, they will provide to you the platform, and you will install the software on your operating system, in this case Windows, and then you'll get a strategy from the trading company which you will run, but you can run it in a simulation mode in which it pretends to buy and sell, but it's not connected to your bank account.
Yes, yeah. So it's all simulated.
It's all simulated, and it is all free. As soon as you want to actually conduct a real trade, you have to pay the bank, you have to deposit money in the bank account, and you have to pay the platform a fee like $50 a month. And once you establish a bank account that is high enough, it has to be $5,000 or $10,000, and you pay $50 to the platform company, it will actually execute the trades.
So those are things that we do in in our classes as well. So then we bring our students in, and then we can have people from all over the world come in via, Zoom or something like that, and we can broadcast.
That's unbelievable.
So-
What are the students, are they in? What year are they in?
A lot of them are even freshmen to graduate.
And also different majors, computer science, engineering, and mostly business.
Show you in 3 minutes. I can show you what I did. Sometime if you want me to share.
Yeah, I can turn on the platform and
I can even do it.
you can do it.
Yeah, let me
You
see
can,
if I can do it. I can even show you, and you can see that in,
since I'm sharing my screen with you, let me tell you how simple it is. So you really don't have to understand anything unless, of course, you program them.
and then I show him even the code,
So-
what the code looks like.
You see, I have here a NinjaTrader 8 is one of these platforms. I double click it, and it will come up, and then I will pull an algorithm. Most of these software come with an algorithm, like a sample algorithm. You see, this is NinjaTrader 8.
And it's free.
You can see that it is simulated trading, and it is multi-broker, which means that you can have multiple brokers that you can execute the trades on.
So what I even use it for is I even use it for my beginning classes in talking about what big data is about, and this is a great example for what big data
So
is.
here it appeared.
And now you just have to connect. Go
So I'm going to
connect,
start a connection,
and you can get a free connection.
and I want to get a free connection because I don't want to pay and I don't want the students to have to pay.
So you see the green little
And the green light says that it is connected. So now I'm telling it that I want a new chart. So I'm clicking on the chart, and now I have to select the chart. So I'll select IBM or some. Do you want any companies that is publicly traded to see that?
Doesn't matter. Just pull it down.
Not gonna be, so could it be anyone?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll start with IBM because IBM is easy, everybody knows about it. And here I want to enable the trade on IBM,
But it's interesting. You have his.
but we were working with some trader now, and I don't want to have his.
Down type. Just do day. You see on the data series where it says day.
Okay, yes, you can change the type
Just to do day. Just
to
do
day,
Yeah.
and then I want to get IBM daily,
Daily. Right. Now just say okay.
and
Say okay.
I don't see the screen well. Just a
Yeah,
second.
just make it larger.
Okay, and then I click OK. So now it will open a chart of IBM, and now I want to bring a strategy that will automatically trade on my behalf. So I go to the strategy, there's an indicator and there is a strategy. So I go to the strategy and I select simple MA crossover, and I want to enable it. Another thing is you have to click this enable button here, because you don't want it to trade accidentally and waste your account. So they make sure that you have to enable it, and then you click apply, and then in the background you should see it. It warns you, and now you see in the background the strategy. So you see here, I'll turn it to crossover. So you and Sarah, can you?
Yeah, so you can see IBM, and you see these
So here it says,
graphs, a gold and a green. Those are two moving averages. And what the algorithm says is when one moving average crosses above, then for instance you would buy.
So for-
If it crosses below, you would short. Have you ever heard of the word short? Shorting a stock? What? Wow. So have you done any trading yourself?
I haven't, but I'm involved with. I mean, my CEO, he works on Wall Street. So
Oh, okay. So he does.
yeah, we all trade on. Yeah, he trades on forex. The forex platform.
Okay.
so you see, this is an example. You see, it says close position and sell short. At this point, you see the down arrow. There is a pink down arrow.
Yes, yeah.
So here the algorithm,
Thinks that it's betting that it's going to go down.
it's betting that it's going to go down, and then it exits the trade right there with the blue up arrow.
Yes.
So
See that?
do you see the line, the dashed line between the two of them?
That green dash line. So you
And that tells you if it is making money or losing money.
And you can make money going down,
So-
and you can make money going up.
So what do you think, this transaction, did it make money or lose money?
That going down would have made money.
Right.
That's right. And therefore the color of green, the color of money, you see that it is green?
Yeah. It's like green is gold.
That means made money.
So green is made money, and so from where the green and the red intersect on the second line, if you move to the right,
Yeah.
does that mean it lost money?
Yeah.
Exactly. So here it lost money,
Extra credit.
and you have a built-in real-time accounting system that I'm going to turn on now, and that is called strategy performance.
So you can see how well the strategy did.
And I go to the
Whether
strategy
you want to use
performance.
it or not, because there's a lot of strategies that you can lose money quicker than if you do it by yourself manually.
And now you see that the strategy,
What's really did
It
the-
made-
it made money only on the shorts. It didn't do well on the long.
so
And
what,
then what we have is we have the students then play around with in the way that I can show them the code of what is the code for that. So those students that are saying, what is source code? What is it? And this is done in what they call C#, which is just a version of Java. So they're doing that. So those students that want to improve it can go into the code. Those students that want to run it, it also has optimization that it will then go through many different stocks and take that same strategy and try to find what are the best stocks today to invest using that strategy. or looking through AI and saying, okay, now let's not even look at one strategy, let's look at many strategies. Or this is a 10-25. It means when one moving average goes in a period of 10, the other moving average goes in a period of 25. What about those? What are the best parameters? So I show them that you can optimize. The computer then can go through and find you the best parameters on, let's say, the Dow 30 or the NASDAQ 100.
NASDAQ. Okay.
And it will optimize it so they can see what does it mean.
Where's the editor, the code editor? Sure.
Well, oh, you need to go to, on this one, I think you need to go to new maybe.
No, I don't think so. Explore. There's some place to edit the source code.
You can go to, try tools.
Options. No.
No, go to tools.
Tools. I mean tools now. Instruments.
Import, remove, then go to new. Go to new. Not
No.
tools,
Okay. Yeah. No. I think that's no.
New,
Net-
and then
Yeah.
description.
So now I'm opening the source code, so you can see the source code and you can modify it.
So, or you can even view the source code.
And you
know?
can view it.
You can view the source code and modify it.
Right, right.
Yeah. Here. This is the.
Strategies.
Restrictions.
No, you can, for these are open. They give you, here, go to strategies. Yeah, it's open source. Now you can, when you create your own, go to strategies on the right-hand side. You see the
Yeah,
strategies, go all the
strategies,
way
so-
down to strategies. Click on strategies,
I'm looking for it.
it's
So.
right there.
Okay. Here and select the strategy. The one that we are using
Also.
is Sample MA
You can
crossover.
make it larger too. And then you'll see then the code, yeah. And then you can right click, and then you can go to the font editor and you can make it larger. But just go down, go down.
Let me just move the box from the thing.
And then you see the ifs on the very bottom there. Just highlight that. If the cross above, enter along. Do you see that on line 67?
Yes.
And then else, if that one line cross below, what are you supposed to do? What does it say on line 69? Can you read that?
Use enter short.
That's it.
Right.
And that's what this is this is C#, but they have built-in libraries, what they call built-in libraries, that you as a programmer don't have to, long is a long, you don't have to write the code to enter long or enter short.
So with the students that are programmers, engineering and computer science,
They can modify,
they modify the source code, and the others, we give them a bunch of and
give them projects that they can find, go ahead and optimize and find the best returns. What do you find is the best returns? Or even those that don't know how to program well can just say, you know what, this algorithm for IBM is really good for just entering short, so just comment out the enter long and then recompile.
so let's say in this specific case, right now, it made money on the shorts, but it lost money on the long, right? So I simply go in here and I make this into a comment by putting some slashes in front. You don't need to be any rocket scientist.
2 slashes and you know that you've now said, hey, ignore those 2 lines of code.
So ignore
You
the-
see how-
the lines 68 and 69.
Exactly, and recompile.
So right now it already graded it out, which means that now if I compile it, it will tell me that I doesn't have an error, and then I'll be able to run it, and the whole performance will be much better because I got rid of the longs, which were the losers.
And then I have them go even through code to even just understand a little bit of coding. Those that are not in
That
code.
is great. So it gives them exposure to the coding.
Yeah, even when
Yes.
people say source code, they say,
They-
I don't even know what source code is.
They see what it is.
You know, and then they can play around. So you can use it in different. You almost can use this in different types of classes. In data analytics, you can do it.
Yeah.
You can export the data to
And-
a spreadsheet.
And for accounting majors or those that are in the financial finance, we export it to Excel. You see the performance report.
You can even export that part easily to Excel.
We export it to Excel, and this is the Excel
And
spreadsheet.
then
You
you
see,
can take a number of, and then you can see what is it, and then you can do a number of different things with Excel.
Yeah, and I mean, you can put it in Excel, use Excel formulas for,
Right.
for various tabs. And so on and so
Right.
forth.
yeah, and we make it various tabs. Let's say now, and 5 minutes later, and then we make.
And you can even say, in the 2-week period, you can see how your stocks had done. of things that we're doing. I'm just trying to figure out where
And we teach them also multiple regression, for example, and we do the multiple regression forecasting model in Excel, and then we overlay it here. So I can go into the indicator here.
This has statistical techniques as well. So this has like an R square here. This has regression.
So I'm going to take a
So you can
regression.
see the difference between downloading the data and trying to use Excel versus what happens here.
See-
It's on this platform. I mean,
Yeah.
So this is a regression.
a meeting with the head of education, Nicola Weaver, at iExperience, because
Okay.
I think incorporating stuff like this into either building a class around this,
Yeah.
an entire course on its own, which is a standalone course, or incorporating this into the data science or the investment finance class,
Yeah.
Yes.
makes complete sense. And I mean, I think she absolutely loves this.
So you see, this is a polynomial. You know what a mathematical polynomial is?
I don't.
No.
This is a regression. You know what a linear regression is?
Linear regression lines?
Yeah, this is a linear regression. You see the straight line here?
Yes.
So a linear regression is a forecast, a straight line forecast.
But the stock market, does it move linear? It doesn't move linear. It goes
So-
up and down, right? Right.
So this is a polynomial.
The red is polynomial, so and that may be a better predictor than a simple linear.
So every time it hits the bottom, you see these two blue lines at the bottom?
Yes, yeah.
This is called the resistance line. This is where, after it hits this area, it's going to turn around.
Usually it goes, there's like there's bounds. Usually when it goes lower, it will go.
So the
It's
algorithm.
to the mean a lot of times. The market overreacts. When it's all of a sudden COVID, everybody just sells, and then all of a sudden you see how the market kind of comes
So to
back.
make the algorithm more profitable, we add, in addition to the SMA, the simple moving average polynomial. So and every time it hits the two blue line, it goes long. So between this point and this point, it will go long. And then from this point to the next point will go short. Look how it hits here, the red line.
See how it's going as soon as it was hitting the red line, how it's now going down.
These are the turning points.
So this could possibly be then, the world basically trades by computer. Maybe 90% of all the market is being traded by these algorithms. That's why it goes so quickly. So basically, you get a feel for what does it mean by these automated trading systems. What does it mean, these algorithms?
So now I will add also the R square.
Yeah, I suppose the graphs were similar to what they are in COVID to when it was the Bitcoin craze.
Yeah, right. Everything goes in
This-
waves, right?
You are trying to forecast now the spread of the virus or the containment of the virus. So it's all using those models.
Everything's using money. And just think about all the forecasting. Now they're saying, what if we were all these forecasts? What's going to happen now in the future? How many deaths are we going to
So
have?
for example, I'm going to add to this the R square, you see? One R square and another R square, and apply it. Click apply and OK. And then you see the R squares on the bottom. Now I'm going to grab one of them and overlay it on top. So now you can see
Yeah.
the difference. So when R square swings between 0
And one.
and 1. 0 means that the accuracy of the forecast.
And axis going on that y-axis, you see how it goes from 0 to like 0.95. It's never at 100%.
So you want the algorithm to trade on the upswing of these R squares, because that means that the consensus in the marketplace is building up. So when all three of them agree, it hits the two blue lines, plus it is on the upswing. Think about it like catching waves in the what is it called, a surfer. So the surfer wants to get in here,
He doesn't want to get in the top. He's not going to come in the top, right?
so this is
To get in the bottom and
Right.
So this is kind of the sweet spot, and that is called mean reversion. Mean reversion means that when it hits the extremes, it's always going to go to the mean. You see this little blue line in the middle? That is the mean of the polynomial regression. So This time it will hit the lower bound, which is called the resistant line, and it will hold it for a short period of time. In this case, it will be each bar represents a day, because this is daily data. You see here,
Yes, this is daily.
it can be daily and it can be minute by minute or tick by tick.
And sometimes what we like is we like to show it live during the class.
Yeah, and we have,
And
Yeah, because
so,
I'm sure the class would be able to see it.
yeah, and then we can kind of see, well, what happened the next day. So it makes it more lively, because just to have, to see this dated, I can't believe how much they love it, because it's almost like gamifying, plus they can say, hey, I could possibly make money. You know what I mean? It makes it much more exciting than just looking at,
It's just much more engaging for the
right,
students.
right.
yes, and then we do it in Excel, the same thing. I type IBM on a browser. Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Yes, I can see a screen.
And I'll pull the data, the daily data of IBM, and do a regression on Excel.
So you can just go to Yahoo or something like that and bring the daily data down. So you're bringing the same thing into Excel and trying to do some of the same types of things. You see that? So then we bring it as an exercise. The students then download the data. It's free, no problem. And you just go to Yahoo Finance. You just go for historical and just download it.
So I'm taking here you see the data? And I'm just taking a small sample for you.
But you can just download. You can download years.
Yeah, I can download a lot more, but I'm going to take only a few observations so it is easy for you to follow. You see, I marked a few observations.
That's in like a CSV format.
Yes, that's exactly.
Yes,
That's what it does.
exactly.
It goes as a CSV.
So now I'm going to go
And it's
to,
free, so you just can go to Yahoo Finance and just download the data. So that's what I have the students do. So they do it individually and then they do it as projects. I have them. So I have them do. I always like them to do individually. So I say you can work in group, but each student has to pick another company. So then in this case, and then they can go work together on what is the best model. So they can kind of figure out what are the best models, and then they can do it in Excel, and then they can do the forecast. And what I like to do is I like to have them forecast for 2 or 3 days, so then they can see, was the model correct? Because of course it's not going to be always 100%. So they can, while they're in the class, in the next 2 days, they can see how well does the model fit, and where does it need to be changed. And that's how it is in real life. You just don't have a model and you just stick with it. It all the time has to adjust.
Just having to adapt, having to.
Right. And that's what you want the machines to do. You heard about machine learning. That's what you want the machines to do, is always adapt.
see, my Excel crashed because it was so many spreadsheets open in the same time.
Well, you're having a lot of things in there, but you got the idea. So you download the data and do the regression analysis there. And then you can do the polynomial in Excel too. Exactly what you did on the platform, you can do in Excel, and then you can compare the differences. Okay, so those are examples of what we do.
This sounds super exciting, and I think it would be very possible to explore creating a course,
Yeah.
a summer program.
And short, it could be really short in that way, and then they could do these for the home, and you can already see what the homework assignments will be.
100%, and this gives students an opportunity to almost build a personal portfolio for themselves.
Exactly.
In terms of portfolio projects,
Yeah.
and I think it's super interesting. Students end up doing this in their spare time.
Right. That's what I'm saying. I have students that, we were doing it in labs at the time, and it was great because we used to have the evening class. My students used to stay till 10, 11 o'clock. They were so excited because we had them compete against each other who could have the highest returns. So,
Amazing.
you know what I mean? So it makes it much more competitive, makes it more interesting. And what did you do? And then I have them post it all so each students can see the other groups and then they can help each other. Oh, we found out, and it changes so much. And it
See,
depends.
can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Yes.
So
So this is the IBM for the
This is
past
downloaded.
10 days. And now I'm going to build a forecasting model. And we're going to do two of them. One will be linear and one will be polynomial.
So you don't have to program it. You see where it says polynomial, linear,
So it has all the options for you.
for you.
Right, and I'm going to forecast, you see, forward forecast, let's say 5 period, which means 5 days going forward.
Since we're doing daily data, right?
And now here is you see, this is the R square, which I showed you before inside the trading platform, and this is now in Excel.
See, it was 62%.
So from this, can you tell me which way is the stock market of IBM forecasted to go in the future? Up, down, or no change?
I would say if it's predicted to go down.
No, you can
the
see.
dotted line is the forecast.
The dotted blue line is the forecast, and the solid line is the history.
The solid line is the actual. The solid line is the actual, and the dotted lines are the forecast.
And this is called linear regression. You can see the equation here. You see what I highlight now?
Yes.
And now I paste it in the spreadsheet here. This is the equation. Y is equal to AX, blah, blah. So this is called the linear equation. And now I'm going to add the polynomial, which is a nonlinear. So you'll see the difference. I added
Just right click and
a
just
trend line,
Yes.
and I change it to polynomial. I make it larger so you can see something. Oh, it's underneath your picture.
No, there it is. Polynomial
Okay.
on the side.
So I change it to polynomial. I request 5 days future forecast, 5. And now I request to display the R square and also the regression formula. So I'm going to scroll down, display R square value on chart, and display equation on chart. And now I'm going to color it red so it will become more obvious to you which one is which. And now I'm done. And I cannot see the polynomial. I forgot to change it. Let me do it again. Go inside. And I make mistakes, you know, polynomial. Repeat the same thing.
And just do
5 period into the future.
Do you want a polynomial of 5 or 6?
6.
No, but do you want
No,
a
I will
polynomial the order?
Yeah, I'll start actually from the second one. So you can see it here. Start from the second one
Or make a different color?
is a hyperbola. Okay?
Yeah.
So now you can see as I'm raising this is called the order of the polynomial, you see? Now it points downwards.
You see it's in blue, the polynomial. So,
Dotted line, the blue
yeah,
dotted line.
right. So you see on the sixth one, the linear said up, the polynomial says what? Down, right.
So-
And when they're in congruence, then you're gonna tell the computer trade when the linear and the polynomial are in the same direction.
Okay, that makes sense.
That could be an algorithm, that could be your logic.
This is the trading algorithm. See, now I'm putting it on the spreadsheet. Right underneath, I'm pasting the polynomial so you can see the difference.
Yep.
No, I wanted to copy the polynomial. I copied the linear by mistake.
Yeah, right.
So this is the polynomial.
There we go.
And
And now I'm going to line them up, left justified so they're lined up, and so on.
so these are kind of things you can do.
So, this is-
and I do it in the session, you know, and the students basically right after me, they do their homework, you know, or they go along when I'm doing it, they're even following me.
And I think that's the best way to learn is when you're able
Yeah.
to actually learn something and put it directly into practice.
Right.
Right. And you see that this is the polynomial, and now I'm going to add a linear regression. I showed you the two of them in the spreadsheet. Now I'm going to go to the indicator here and pull up what is called the linear channel.
Regression channel. So you have the same statistical techniques on this platform. But the advantage of this platform is it brings this all in and then makes your trading rules for you. And then you can automate this, that it will then tell you, and each day all you have to do is check your performance report.
All you do, and so you check your performance reports on on the beginning of the day and then.
Well, it depends on how.
No, in real time. In real time.
In real time.
During the class, while we teach,
You can can see your performance report then.
That's unbelievable.
You know what I mean? And so they'll be able to say how well did they do in the past 2 weeks, or how did the market change. You know, let's say you were 2 weeks before
You see-
COVID and 2 weeks after.
You see that regression channel? This is a linear regression, so I click apply, and notice here on the next to the vertical axis there will be 2 more lines added. So I click apply. You see these blue lines,
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
and then I click OK.
Yeah, right. And
The-
see how it's linear? See how it's straight?
Yes.
So again, when you look at the lines here and the 2 blue lines,
So you can say that would be your support and resistance. As it goes to the very top, you have the probabilities it's going to start going down.
which way
And when
Which way do, according to this called linear regression channel, which way is the stock market gonna go in the near future, tomorrow, for example, up, down, or no change?
I would say up.
That's right. And look at the Excel spreadsheet, and you see they're both doing the same thing.
Excel's was saying it was going to go up.
You see, you look at how do you know whether it is the Excel is telling you whether it will go up or down? You see that number?
It's hard to
Yes,
say.
yeah. 0.1
Yeah.
down.
That's right. Is it up? Does it indicate up swing forecast or downswing?
By just a number. Is it positive or negative?
There's positive.
So if it is positive, this is slope. It tells you that it's going to go up or down, negative or positive.
And this would go negative.
No, when it is positive, when
When the slope is positive, it means it's going up.
let me show you.
Yeah. And when
Now-
it's negative, it's going down.
Now look at. Can you see my cross?
Yes.
So notice that my cross is at the beginning of this small blue line. So is the slope positive or negative? The slope of the blue line.
Of the blue line is positive.
That's right. And that tells you the direction. Whenever this is positive, it's going to go up, and whenever it's negative, it's going to go down. So here you can see an example of a consensus between the linear regression and the polynomial, because it hits the 2 blue lines, which means it hit the bottom.
And so it's
So this is a pivot point, and then you want to wait for confirmation to be sure, so you wait a little while. Then at this point, the R square goes up. You see how it goes up? So it tells you that there is a buildup of consensus. Furthermore, there is a consensus between the polynomial and the polynomial is the swinging one, and the linear is the straight one. They all point at an up direction. So then it goes and it goes. You see that? Can you read what it says here? Buy
yes, it says buy.
180 shares of $120.48 per share. You see?
Yes. And then closed position. What would the closed position be just above that?
Yes. Right. No, closed position in this case is here. It says closed position
Meaning take all your money for those past amounts and close them.
and sell. So sell the stocks.
Close means selling everything.
It bought the stock at this point
And start a new position.
and it sold it at this point. And did it make money or lose money?
Lost money.
That's right. And now this is how we come in and we help the developers improve the strategy. What is the problem? The problem is that it waited too long.
Stay too long in this trade. It should
If
have gotten out.
it should have gone,
Look,
Yes.
You know how people get greedy and they stay too long. Stay too long.
so we'll go to a new version of this algorithm and we'll tell it every time it hits those 2 red lines, which is the upper bound, exit. Doesn't matter what happens.
That's like, is that a set rule?
That's right.
Could make it as a set rule, right?
Yes, this is this is those if-then statements.
You know, that you can put that into your rule base. Everything is rule based. If this happens, then either exit or enter a long position or exit out of the position. You set the rules, you know, and other people, they have built-in rules, so you can see what does it mean by these strategies, what does it mean by doing, because how do these machines know what to do? Humans program to tell them.
Definitely. Yeah, they must have had some
And also look at the
points to go.
look at the divergence. This is in Excel. The linear is the red is going up
A little bit.
a little bit. And what does the polynomial tell you?
That's the order.
And it's going down.
That's right, and that is not good. You don't want to be in a situation where there is no consensus and
Virgins.
divergence. You want to have consensus. You want both of them to go in the same direction.
So your algorithm would then say when the linear and the polynomial
Agree.
are in the same
And the
direction,
R square goes up.
then you put the rules and my R square is rising, then make the trade.
Okay.
So this is how.
Put in, I mean, hips and rules.
Right.
That's right. So this is.
And there may be sometimes that you don't want to even be in the market. I don't want to take the trade.
Sometimes it is too unpredictable. For example, if somebody shoots Trump, right?
Yeah.
So all of a sudden the markets become very nervous and unpredictable.
Right.
So you set up a switch
That's a heart attack from all these drugs he's taking.
from the what is it called, colloquy?
Right. When he gets his heart murmurs at night.
So you see on this list of indicators, you see this is the list of indicators. There is an indicator that is watches the news feeds,
It's like sentiment.
a sentiment indicator, and every time.
So anything, if he says something, if something's happened, it picks it up.
No, it takes the consensus of all the broadcasting services
And say
and it looks for keywords that can affect the market, like the death of a president or the discovery of a new medicine.
sentiment. You know, it's almost like Twitter sentiment, you know?
It's called a news.
Supposed to buy something.
Yeah, right.
It is called the news feed indicator.
It's like a newsfeed in it's like the sentiment of the market, you know, are we bullish, are we bearish, you know?
So you can put in.
Similar to like Elon Musk making a
Right. Elon
That's
Musk
right.
all of a sudden.
too high or something.
Right.
Yeah, when he says it is too high, for example, you know that it will affect the market. The market will go down. It's obvious.
And sometimes they do it on purpose, you know?
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, but anyway. Right. Okay, so you got it. All right, we're coming to an end. But at least we ended up, we had a lot more in common than we thought, you know?
Definitely, and I mean, this is fascinating. Absolutely
Yeah,
fascinating.
so now you kind of see, and you can think about maybe how we can work it. So where do we go from here?
So where we go from here is I'm going to chat with Erin, the CEO, and the head of education at iExperience, Nicola. Nicola is unbelievable. She's been top woman in business for last couple of years, and I think she would be a great person to speak to about either structuring a course in collaboration with you, because this would be super interesting to even run in Tel Aviv, Israel. I mean, I don't know how often you go back, but
Yeah, well, we're not going back soon.
not anytime soon. But it's something to look for.
Yeah, no, definitely we can do it.
So-
And now with Zoom, you really can do it.
Yeah, and we bring in.
100%. And I mean, we could structure something where
We could even be a guest speaker within a course.
Yeah, we will.
Even as a session, we could come in as a session within one of your classes or a couple of your classes.
Yeah, and we can bring.
Start off. I think that may be interesting to see what the interest is. You know?
And we can bring a panel of experts, those trading companies, as guest speakers also.
You know, if there's more interest, we could even have a number of.
And-
I think it makes it a little bit more interesting too, and it puts a little bit less burden. You know, rather than doing a whole course, do it step by step and see what it is.
maybe possibly even like running a workshop style.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Right. Of doing both. Yeah.
And those
And then afterwards.
those trading companies are looking for interns. So this is why they come to us and they.
And a lot of the trading companies are also looking for interns, you know. So So at least if they have this, and a lot of them are saying, oh, I just even need some help in my Excel, or I need some help in doing. So you could even look at that, and then, is there a way that maybe we can sit in our class or something that we could see?
100%. So what I'll do is I'll send you a follow-up email. I'll also include the class dates, when each class is going to be running, what time they're going to be running, so that you have an overview of that.
Yeah.
And we'd happily have you sitting in the class.
Yeah, we don't have to say anything, you know what I mean? We can just be observers, but have a sense of where you're going to see where we could even contribute. Because I don't like to give, you know what I mean? If there's not a fit, I don't want to waste your time and our time. But if there is, it's better if I have a whole view of it, and even just to give my 2 cents of where.
I couldn't agree more. I think that's a...
Look, I just made the print.
I mean, I think it would be like the data science, investment finance.
Yeah, both of them. It could be in either way.
Yeah.
Yeah, for there, and I like the idea of just almost like a guest. Here's a guest lecture kind of thing. You know what I mean?
This lecture, that would be like...
You know what I mean?
Easy for us to, it's really easy for us to execute.
And if it doesn't, if there's no interest, there's not a lot of problem. You know what I mean? It was just a guest lecture. It doesn't reflect on you as much. You know what I mean? Here was a guest lecture.
Yeah, I just saved it for you. I made an image of the screen and I can send it to you through the,
Email,
not email even, through real time,
yeah, through the chat.
through the chat. If I can find where the chat is here.
Yeah, the chat is on. Yeah, here the chat. You see the chat down below.
Let-
The chat.
I have so many things open.
But just go in the chat of your
I'm
chat.
looking for the chat, Sarah.
Yeah, let me just show you.
Chat, okay.
Yeah, should be able to.
And in the chat I can send the file.
I think so.
The
I don't know.
computer. Yeah,
Yeah, fine.
okay.
Yeah, when
Picture.
you can just send a chat to my phone. So you got, yeah, I think there may be some synergy here. And let me ask you also, so do the companies then pay you? What is the,
No, so it's completely free for the companies. For the organizations, it's completely free. Ultimately, what they only ask is that they just make sure that the students get a good internship.
so your revenue model is, so let me understand, so what's your revenue model?
So our students pay us. So the course is $3,200 and it covers your course, your internship, all your logistics. So that's obviously for our online program, whereas our in-person program costs anywhere between $8,000 to $10,000. But students are able to get financial aid from the university if they're on bursaries. We do provide financial aid directly from iExperience ourselves. So students, for instance, if I can give you an example, the course for the online and the remote program is $3,200, and we give financial aid all the way up to where it costs the students $1,200. So that's the maximum of financial aid we can give is up to $2,000, and so the actual overall cost of the program to the students is about $1,200.
And why don't you take revenue from the companies?
So ultimately, with our abroad program, because of visa regulations, they're not able to actually pay for work done, especially in South Africa because of our visa laws. But it's definitely something we're looking to explore, providing companies with a talent pipeline of the students that do the program,
Yeah.
and it's almost like a placement fee.
Yeah.
Okay, I just send you the file. It's called IBM Ping.
Yeah, no, I
Yeah,
think,
I've got it.
yeah.
So you can save it
Just so I mean,
and you can show it to somebody and explain it to them.
But the idea, what I like about the way that we do it is you show them what a trading platform is. Plus, you do it in Excel. You download the data. You can use Excel as well, so you have a lot of different things. Okay, so and what do you give for your instructors? Are they incentivized then to get companies? Are you sharing with them?
So with our instructors, I mean, it's very dependent. We have various models that financial models with the internship companies, and it's very dependent on what their level of engagement would like to be within terms of finding internship companies. But we do have referral programs and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, that kind of thing. And you're based up to now. You were based in which countries then?
So up to now, we've been based in Cape Town, South Africa, and Lisbon, Portugal, Berlin, Germany, Tel Aviv, Israel, and we opened up Costa Rica last year in the first.
How'd that go? How did that work out?
Yeah, well, we had to now close Costa Rica.
No, but I mean before, how long did you do Costa Rica at all, or it didn't?
No, not at all. So
Oh,
we
didn't go through.
launched it in September last year after the summer, and we were supposed to have our first summer in Costa Rica this year, and unfortunately that's happened to be
In the okay, but you're not thinking about doing internships in the U.S.
No, so we don't have any US companies at the moment to do internships.
And is that a visa requirement, or what?
No, not at all. I find it's more the American companies that I think, without getting to know who we are,
Yeah,
it's
right,
really
right.
why must I work with a company based in South Africa? You know,
Yeah,
it's a
right,
third world
right.
country and stuff like that.
Yeah,
So
you're
it's
right.
really
It's almost
hard
like
to
we
find-
don't know you, but it really could work in a model that you basically say, hey, these, because we've done things before where I'll take trips out with my students. We're in Miami, and a lot of times I have people come in to give guest lectures, and then we do kind of internships. I told you the city of Coral Gables is reaching out to all their businesses, and I volunteered. It was just by accident. I didn't even know that. 2 weeks ago, I said, well, why don't I volunteer? Because my students say, I don't know what to do. I said, well, you know what? I'll run a Zoom meeting, and I'll find out from the businesses what are they looking for. And then I told them, I said, you know what my students can do? And I told them exactly what I taught them this past semester. And I go, I know what they can do. They can do web development. They can do social media. They can do digital transformation. They can do forecasting. They can do budgeting. So they were all excited. The business.
And I mean, we've got, because like you said, it's very bright students, and for companies, to get access to bright students.
No, and then if you like them, that's
it's like a no-brainer.
no, and that's what I always.
Open to hire.
No, I always tell them. They always come to me all the time. And also, what they love about us is they always say, "Who's good?" Because really, it doesn't matter if you have somebody smart. You can teach them anything. You know that. If you have smart people around you, all you want is motivated, smart people. And even when I do groups in the class, I have them choose the groups, and it's just so bimodal.
Look at yourself. You didn't know anything about it.
And you could pick up. You could say no.
I feel like I'm at a class in it.
No, but you've already been bright. You know what I mean? You can tell that they've hired somebody bright. You know what I mean? That you can and interested. That's what I like dealing with you. It wasn't just I'm a regular salesman. I could care less what you're showing me. I have my little dog and pony show.
Yeah, no, 100%. And I think that's the biggest thing. I think the students that end up doing our courses and the students that attend like the University of Miami and a lot of the universities in America are wanting to upskill themselves. They're hungry.
I know.
To want to succeed.
Yeah.
And I think that when you bring that to the table, like for me, continuous learning is one of the biggest things.
Yeah.
I would like to continuously learn.
No, you have to. You have to.
And I think that's just what you have to do.
You have to in this competitive world, it's going to get even worse. You know that. There was my students last semester. There's a group now that invests in. They have chapters throughout the United States, maybe through the world. I forgot what the name is, but it's investing in Israeli companies. The students like simulate and do portfolios. And my students were asking me to write them recommendation letters. They do the same thing. They have internships with Tel Aviv, with Israel, and doing that. But theirs was different. That they give them some. I think possibly they give them some scholarship. That students apply, and I forgot what the name is. I can find it.
Is it like Tamid?
Yes, exactly, Tamid. Yeah, Tamid. Yeah. Yeah.
We work with a couple of the Tamid national chapters, NYU, University of Michigan.
Right. We have one in the University of Miami. So the president or the vice president came to me and said, "Can you write?" And he was so excited because we were doing this where I just showed you, and he applied, and then I think he was on the waiting list last year, and then there was another scholarship, similar kind of thing. They were all eager to do internships, and I have another student. She also told me she was going to go to Israel to do an internship, and because of this, she's now going to do it remotely with that same company. You know what I mean? So they were excited to work with a number. You know, they had a number. And for the Israeli companies, it was good because they also have, you know, English-speaking students. You know.
Definitely, 100%. And I mean, students that are also passionate about the country.
Yeah, but besides even the country, you know, they're able to help them. You know, in the culture and basically in even the you know PR and things like that. So they don't even have to be that techy. You know, can help them.
Yeah.
For these tech companies. Okay, great. Well, it was a pleasure meeting you.
It was great meeting you. Thank you so much for taking the time to chat with me. I really appreciate it. I will compile all of this information. I'll
Yeah,
send
and
you
let
all
us
that
know, and
email
then
so that
maybe
you have
next
it.
week we can sit in on a class, you know.
100%. I'll
Yeah.
do an introduction to Nicola and
Yeah,
so
and feel free. We can set up a Zoom.
stuff like that.
And now it's easy.
I also
to set
send
up-
you another couple of files with that we have done. So
you know, we'll-
one is a forecast. See, check if you can find your stuff.
Did you send it via email or?
No, from the chat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, on the chat. No, I've got it on the chat. So I've
Yeah.
got it
Did-
downloaded.
Did
Yeah,
you
on
get?
my screen on my
Yeah.
side already. It's up on my bed.
Okay. All right.
I've already got it up
Yeah,
there.
you're right. You got a whole lesson. Now you can be a trader on Wall Street.
Yeah, thanks so much.
Tell your CEO, you know, you can put him in your little small pocket. How much you know?
You know the network has trouble.
Yeah, no, it won't.
I resend it.
Yeah, but you can send it to him via email too. Okay, so I have another meeting coming up. So it was a pleasure meeting you. And Shabbat Shalom, as we say.
Bye.
Bye.
So much. Bye.
Bye.
I don't know why it's not sending it. You know?
Small world, huh?
Yeah. Well, who else did you have?
I have a meeting at 1:30, computer meeting. What else did I do?